Today we are going to make for you something that we've always thoroughly enjoyed. It's something called a Volcano Joe. It's technically a barbecue beef sandwich, but because it resembles a sloppy Joe, that's the reason why it's called a Volcano Joe. We also put a lot of hot peppers in it. We make it very, very hot. This is a Thai variety of pepper, usually around 80,000 Scoville units. So it's pretty good and pretty wicked hot. So we like these really well. I intend to put more than what this plate shows inside of the, in the cooking process, basically because we like it really, really hot here. If you don't like it so hot, you can cut the amount of hot peppers you put in it, and that's totally fine. Remember, this is something for you to try at home, something that would, you would cater to your own tastes. The only thing I would suggest is not to use any type of jalapeno or serrano chili in it, because it has more of a green flavor. Although you would cook it and everything, and some of that flavor might come out of it. I have noticed that these type of Thai chilies are the best suited for the recipe. You're also going to need a large pan, 3 pounds of ground beef. I would use the leanest you could find. Remember, you're going for quality here. Also garlic and onion powder, black pepper, barbecue sauce. Now, some people prefer to make their own barbecue sauce. That's totally fine. We're kind of roughing it today, and we're going to be cooking this outdoors on a grill. So we chose just to use one of our favorites, which is Sweet Baby Ray's. It's a very good sauce. I usually use about 3/4 of a bottle per pound of beef, but once again, you would be the one that would choose that according to your own tastes. You're also going to need Kaiser rolls or hamburger buns. Once again, your own preference, your own choice. Normally the Kaiser rolls we buy are larger, but today this is all they had. We also use potato chips. You can also use French fries instead of potato chips, for a side dish if you want. So here are the ingredients, and here in just a moment we'll get started cooking. Okay, now that we have our ground beef in the pan, before we take it out to the grill, I'm going to go ahead and start spicing it up with all of the stuff that we use in the recipe. Start out with a little bit of garlic powder, and as you can tell, I'm just going to totally cover this. I do not want one spot inside this pan to not have a very healthy amount of garlic powder. Next, you want to do the exact same thing with the onion powder. You want a very healthy, liberal amount all throughout the pan. This is part of what gives it such a unique flavor. And next, we're going to do the exact same thing with the black pepper. You want it thoroughly, totally covering all the area inside the pan. And you're going to find out once you try this, it's going to have a wonderful flavor. I have cooked this hundreds of times, and everybody who I've ever let try it has absolutely loved it. Okay, now that we're done adding that, we're going to go ahead and go out to the grill and get started with the cooking process. Okay, and after you see that your hamburger is thoroughly browned, you start adding your barbecue sauce. And what I like to do is I like to put one bottle in, mix it, and then judge as to how much more I'm going to need after that. Okay, as you can see, we've been letting this simmer for a little while in order to let the flavors concentrate. Next, we're going to go ahead and add all of these sliced up chili peppers. You want seeds and all for heat. Then after you get all the peppers in there, you want to make sure you stir them in really well. You're going to, at this time, turn the heat down a little bit lower in order to let it simmer for a little while, in order to cook the peppers through, and also allow for some of the oil to come out of the chilies and permeate the flavor of the meat. And here pretty soon, we're going to have some sandwiches to make.